Thanks for checking in on the State of Basketball Podcast, episode 88. I'm Adam Miller, and I'm here with Jaren Wilt each and every week, and we are going to be bringing you the news and notes on all 11 Division I schools in the state of Indiana because in 49 states,
it's just basketball. I'm glad you said 88 because I was looking at it earlier when I was prepping everything. I was like, there's no way we've done 88 episodes already. There's no way we,
sat together 88 times. Sad, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of times to be together.
Yeah, I just can't wait for us to get one of the things wrong. I make the graphic wrong, or you make the show notes wrong, and
then we'll be just off on our count. Yeah, something's gonna go wrong.
Yep.
But like 80 or 90, well, like episode 91, if you count all our first episode that we recorded a bunch of times.
Yeah, we do have an aggregate 91.
But if you saw obviously you saw the episode title if you're here, whether you're live or here later, but lying again in the intro is kind of my thing in the off season. Talking about all 11. We might talk about some others, but we're going to primarily talk about one. Who are we talking about today, Jaren?
Today we're talking about Valpo. So I actually think that our very first ever guest on the show was Paul Oren from Valpo.
Valpo centric.
So not that's not a connection. It's just kind of funny that that was one of our first guests, and now we are back again, which very grateful. Yeah. Very grateful for the opportunity to have the guest we have today.
Well, let's not waste any more of people's time. Let's get we are joined today by Coach Jesse McClung from Valpo. He's new to the staff this year, so let's go ahead and bring him in.
Coach, welcome to the show.
What's going on, guys? How you doing, man? I'm so grateful to be here.
We're grateful to have you. Most certainly.
We're having a good time. We're glad to be, talking to somebody who works at Valpo. That's one of the places we've been trying to get into talking to somebody on the staff because we want to spread the word on Valpo as much as you guys want to get the word out there, and we're glad to have you on, Coach.
Hey, absolutely. Hey, I'll tell you one thing. That flag in the back looks amazing. It looks great. It looks great.
You should have seen us.
Held it up around the room, several locations. Okay, if we fold it this way, if we tilt it this way, what's the best way to make it fit? And we think we found a good spot.
And putting pins in it everywhere to hold it certain ways.
It's phenomenal. I love how you folded it because I sent you guys the biggest flag I can find.
Well, that's what we were saying. We're like, man, this is the biggest flag ever.
I opened up.
Absolutely. I was like, go bigger, go home, baby.
Love it.
And hey, now it is the biggest thing on our wall.
Yeah, that's true. And it's shrunk down, and it's still the biggest thing on our wall. So Valpo, strong showing here. Strong showing on the wall. I've got one nice piece of Valpo basketball merch. It's like a black Nike pullover, rain jacket thing. I found it at a Goodwill in Fort Wayne, and I was like, oh man, you can't get anything like this now.
You got the vintage. Okay, the vintage. Well, hey, I saw the last promo. I'm sending you guys some hats, man. I know you guys want hats, so I'm definitely sending you a hat and a couple of t-shirts, man. We're grateful for the support up here. Valparaiso is a great place.
We're in Fort Wayne, so there's not, as much Valpo stuff over here, but we will gladly be the guys, wearing the Valpo stuff.
Absolutely. Packets on the way.
Thanks, Coach.
We are very grateful for that. But we're more grateful that you're here.
Yeah.
Just to be.
Before we get into it, I just want to say, when we announced, kind of peeling back the curtain, we were supposed to do this last weekend, but your wife unfortunately got a little bit of food poisoning. We were like, hey, families first. Let's push this thing back. But when we announced that you were coming on Twitter, people were, just over the moon. Oh, he's a great guy. We got a lot of positive interaction on the fact that we're having you on. So, we are very lucky to have you on, Coach.
No, man, I appreciate it. I told you guys earlier, man, I am the biggest fan of you guys. I feel like we're like best buds because I watch every episode. I love the pod. You guys do a phenomenal job, man, of just representing Indiana and the state of Indiana. Last weekend, man, was my anniversary, man. And we just had a ball, me and my wife. We just had a ball. And fortunately, she got a little under the weather. So, obviously I always take care of her first. But, man, I'm glad to be here. And thanks for whoever was lying about me, man. So I'm very appreciative.
That was you on your burner account.
All 30 of them,
Yeah.
all 30 of the people saying they were excited.
Putting in hard work. But let's get into it. So,
Please, yeah.
we want the people to get to know you and get to know this Valpo program a little bit more. You're new to the Valpo staff this season, and I want you to kind of talk about your coaching journey that kind of led you to this point where you ended up at Valpo, and St. Mary's of the Woods is where you were previously, your previous stop, and I want you to talk about that too, just kind of what stops you took along the way, kind of how you ended up in coaching, and how you finally ended up, on the sideline of Valpo.
Yeah, man. Been an Indiana guy my whole life. Obviously, I played basketball at Lawrence North for Jack Kiefer. Then I graduated. I played for Tim Buckley at Ball State, and I did a extra year at University of Indianapolis, man. And what's crazy about this is I was getting ready to play in Sweden, I think, and Todd Sturgeon was the head coach at the time, one of my biggest mentors. And he said, Jesse, you need to get into coaching. And I didn't quite know the journey of where I wanted to go. And I was like, you sure, coach? He's like, yes. And so right there started my coaching journey. And so I did a GA for him. And then the great late Royce Walkman, who was at DePaul with the W in Indiana State for a long lineage time. And man, I worked for those guys and they really took me under their belt. Like I said, I've been in Indiana my whole career, man. From high school, Bethesda Christian. I did Marion University with Coach Grimes. Then I went to Wabash College in Crawfordsville, Indiana, Division III. I was there for 3 or 4 years. I went back to Marion, built that into a powerhouse. And so, man, I took a risk of on myself, man, at St. Mary of the Woods, man. It was a brand new program. At the bottom, and not the bottom of the conference, but the bottom of NAI. Like it was the bottom, man. Very low. I could say it, man. We didn't have any full ride scholarships, very low like funding, but man, we made the best of it. I poured everything I had into it, man. And the grace of God, man, we won 53 games in 2 years, man. And in conference, we went 30-4, over 2 years. And so I had some elite players, man. And so it wasn't me, it was all them. But man, I was happy about my time there, wish them the best. But I kind of built the relationship, man, with Coach Rogers. He blessed me 2 years in a row with a exhibition game. And so and so we kind of came up here and played against them and had some good showings. And he just was so kind, and we kind of built the relationship after that. And he was asked me to come join the program, so I was very ecstatic about it.
Jaren loves the how you ended up in coaching stories.
Yeah. They're quite literally, they're my favorite. Because they're all so unique, but they all like have the same core aspect of like a coach bet on himself.
Mm-hmm.
He bet on himself, whether it's taking a job with a program that didn't exist, right? Or moving across the country to work with a program that you've never seen play in real life. You just like, these are just common themes that we see with every coach, every person that we've talked to, and they're quite literally like some of the most fascinating stories, because these are stories I tell like the people in my day-to-day life when I'm like talking about a program or I'm talking about a coach. I'm like, yeah, so like this guy, he's at X school now, but this is how he got there, and it's just it's awesome.
It is. It's crazy. But I tell you one hidden gem and a fun fact about me. I've been coaching 20 plus at the collegiate, 2 years high school, but at the collegiate level, 20 years. I've never coached or moved out of the state of Indiana.
You are perfect for the show.
I am an Indiana guy.
The perfect guy.
At Division III, Division NAIA, Division II, now Division I. I am an Indiana guy.
And I think like that makes the story even cooler.
Yeah.
Right? As you've just
it doesn't happen. I tell people all the time, I have friends in the game and in the coaching world, and they, they're 2 years here, and then they're moving to Arizona. Then they move back to
Hmm.
Ohio, and they're there 4 years, and then they go to Buffalo, and then Texas. And I've never left the state of Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that's really crazy because like we talked to Matt Graves at Indiana State, and he's like, he was at Butler, and then he took the South Alabama job, and then he came up, and now he's back at Indiana State, and it's like,
Yeah,
normally like you hear something come up, and it's like, oh, now I'm moving across the country, and you're just moving across the state. We love that, and you're still finding opportunities to grow, learn from new people, and advance your basketball knowledge, and all while giving back to the great state of Indiana.
absolutely, absolutely, man, absolutely.
So you're at Valpo now, right?
Yes,
Um,
yes.
Jaren
Of course.
does not know where we are right
checking,
now.
just double checking. But so has there been any sort of learning curve, right? Moving up to from NAIA to the Division One level. That's really what I meant. I was gonna say you're at Valpo right now,
Yeah.
which is Division One, and you're at NAIA. Has
No,
there? Yeah. What has that been like with rules and restrictions and just that
yeah,
adjustment?
no, it's been great. The whole coaching staff here has really took me under their wings. There's definitely a learning curve, as NAIA coach. There's the recruiting calendar is open all year long, and so
Right.
you can talk to parents, players anytime. But at the Division 1 level, there's certain times, dead period, live period. Um, that you have the rules that you have to abide by, different bylaws. And man, the coaching staff up here and the compliance office really done a good job of, taking me under their wing. But I always say, man, far as basketball, man, basketball is basketball. You know what I mean? Seventh, eighth grade, it's all the same. High school. I will say this though, man, being small college, which I've always wanted to do, my whole life. Like I always wanted to be a small college. Like I just love pouring into young men and women. Like I just love it. And I've always felt like you can do that better at a small college where
Hmm.
Division 1 gets a little transactional, you know what I mean? A little
Yeah.
more fast paced. But I tell you, Coach Roger Powell does a phenomenal job pouring into his guys, and it what made me fall in love with Valparaiso. And we sat down one day, and he's because I was talking, he's like, just kind of helped me grow and what I have planned for my future. And he was like, Coach, you can do that anywhere. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what level, where you at. You know what I mean? If you love the game, if you love the kids, you can pour them to them anywhere. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of like I was on a good trajectory of where I was going and winning games and things, but man, like just hearing him how he loves his staff, how he loves his family, how he loves the guys here, on the staff, or excuse me, on the roster and the current roster. Man, I really fell in love with Valpo and his leadership, man. And so I'm just blessed to be here.
I think when you move, like when you're a head coach, like we just had this discussion a couple of weeks ago with Brooks Miller, who was at Trine.
One of my best friends. Yep.
Yeah, he was, we were talking about like when you're a head coach, like, you learn so much from doing, but like you don't learn so much from other people. You go to coaches' clinics, or you go spend a week with this coach, you learn from them. But, he said he's kind of the same boat as you. Now he's an assistant at a Division 1 school. I feel like you are able to learn in a completely different way, as an assistant again, maybe at a different level, but just the way that he coaches versus how you coach, some things you might have not have thought to run on the, or how to
Oh,
like reach a kid. You just learn from someone else in a different way.
absolutely, man. When if I always say if you're a great coach at any level, be a sponge. Like soak it
Mm-hmm.
all up. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own ability to talk, how they communicate, how they motivate. You know what I mean? Things of those natures, man. But no, I'm here, man, just soaking it all up. It's been great for me. I was only a head coach for 2 years. The prior 18, 20 years, I was an assistant. And by heart, man, I'm a servant leader. I love serving others. You know what I mean? Especially when I wholeheartedly believe in your culture, your passion, and your vision, like I do with Coach Rogers, man. it was an easy transition for me. You know what I mean? It's easy. He does a great job of listening to his staff and leading us, and so it's really not a big deal for me. You know what I mean? The transition was fairly smooth.
A lot of, probably got to put that phone down a little bit more.
No, I have to pick it up more because now I gotta recruit, man. Yeah.
Well, now he's got less time to recruit, so he's got to get as many in in that small window.
Different, you know what I mean? Like you, as a head coach, you get all the phone calls and all the emails of things going on in campus. So, you know what I mean? If you haven't been in that seat, you know what I mean? It's a little different, but now I kind of know what he's going through and how to help him in that area as well. You know what I mean? And kind of relate on that base, because a lot of time, a lot of assistants have only been assistants, and so, I was blessed enough to be fortunate to run my own show. And from, like I said, as a small college man, you have to do it all. You know what I mean? You got to do the grade checks, you got to transportation, you're scouting, recruiting, schedule, you do it all. You know what I mean? And so I've learned everything, man. And so I'm just anxious to get up here and try to implement and serve these guys any way that I can.
I want to talk a little bit more about recruiting, because when I was doing some research on you before this, I found a quote from Coach Tonigal at IWU, and he was saying that you're an incredible recruiter, which, come from Coach Tonigal is a great compliment. But
absolutely, I appreciate
it. What do you think makes a great recruiter?
Well, man, first and foremost, I think you have to be able to evaluate talent, right? You have to be able to evaluate talent, but also you have to find the niche that fits your program, your style. And I think a lot of times, a lot of people try to, I only want the best player. And you got to do that. You literally have to find what fits your culture, you know what I mean? And your playing style. But next is, man, just being a great recruiter. As for me, man, I just try to be as genuine as possible. You know what I mean? In this world, a lot of times, man, there's some baggage that come along with coaching, far as manipulating, lying, mystery. I don't do any of that. You know what I mean? I literally just pour into these guys. I love on them. It's not a 4-year deal. You hear it all the time. This is 40 years with me. I'm going to a wedding of a former player. You know what I mean? Like I truly like, and so in the recruiting aspect, like I treat them like either my son or a little brother. Like I just love them. You know what I mean? And you kind of get that that feeling like he likes what we're or not. You know what I mean? And so I'm very particular about who we recruit, what we're looking for. Obviously I bring it to coach, and if coach really likes it, then man, I just, go out there. But I've been very fortunate to have a lot of great players, man, trust me with their college careers, man. And it's worked out. It's really worked out. And I'm just grateful and thankful, man, for a lot of these guys who believed in me, who continue to believe in me. And they all know, like I talk to them all the time. You say, put my phone down, I'm literally picking it up. They call me all the time, you know what I mean, with just life advice, with family issues, or just something exciting that happened in their lives, you know what I mean? And so I've been very fortunate, man. But when it comes to recruiting, one is just having an eye for what you're looking for. And then for me, man, I just try to be as real and genuine as I can and really love on them.
I think that shows with just your attitude and the way that you present yourself. You just come off as just a very genuine person who just doesn't just say things. You listen, you respond, and you are always looking to connect. And I feel like we've been lucky on this show to talk to a lot of people like you who are like, some of the guys, like some of the kids I recruited that I'm closest with never even played for me. Like I recruited them hard. They went somewhere else, and I just, you have an option to cut off ties and be like, they're not going to play for me. I don't care. But you've spent so much time pouring into this kid, whether they play for you or not. Like you're not going to, like you guys all seem like the type of people who are like, relationship doesn't end just because you didn't give me something transactionally. Like I care about you as a person, whether you play for me or not.
Oh my God, absolutely, man. I can't say the young man's name, but he was recruiting a young man, and he chose another school this past weekend, man. and I sent him the longest text of like, I'm so proud of you. You know, go and kick some tail. Like, I'll be supporting and watching you because this man, they're 18, 19 years old,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes 17. This is the biggest decision in their
Yeah.
lives. You know what I mean? And so you don't want to like you want to be happy for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're getting to play basketball,
Mhm.
live their dreams, and play college. And so man, it doesn't matter, man. I'm just so happy for all these individuals who get to shed light on the game of basketball and do what they love.
And I feel like just from my experience as I'm a high school baseball coach. Um, we had a kid who his freshman year, he's got an older brother who's I think he's 1 year older. Who was but this kid's freshman year played baseball, played on the varsity team, was a huge impact on our team as a freshman, right? We were really looking forward to him being back for his sophomore year. Um, he stayed at the school, but he just decided that he wanted to spend the spring season focusing on his AAU basketball career. He's like, if I do anything athletically outside of high school, it's basketball. And we're like, if that's what you need to do, because very conflicting schedule, at least for
Right,
the spring season.
for sure.
So we were like, yeah, do what you need to do for like your individual self. And then fortunately for us, he's got another younger brother who's a freshman this year, and now that freshman is at the school, he's a baseball player. He is his main focus. This sophomore last year, he's like, all right, I'm gonna be back this year. I gotta play with his two
See,
siblings, and it's just
it's
like, but
awesome, man.
anytime we saw him, like we could tell he was nervous to really make the decision
Correct,
to like
correct.
say, does he try to do both? Does he only play basketball? Like, and we're like, when you decide, you let us know, and we're gonna support you. Like,
Either way,
and you'll
exactly,
always
man.
there's always a spot on you on the team for you.
Exactly.
So
Exactly, man. I love that. I love that. It's like I said, man, it really hits home with me, man. I'm a strong advocate for the youth of America, man. And you know what I mean? And so just like that, man, everybody knows me, man. I go by this saying, man, good things happen to good people. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so you try to treat them the right way and love on them, you know what I mean, with whatever decision. And sometimes they mess up, you know what I mean? But you still love them. And once again, when you're loving on them, sometimes God blesses you where they come back to you. You know what I mean? And so I'm glad that he is able to come back. Are you going to win some games this year? That's the question.
we hope so. We hope so.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
we're a very we're not a school known for being good at baseball. But the last few years, our goal is just like we're just trying to turn the program around and we've got I think 15 freshmen coming in this year.
Okay,
We
good,
had
good. So you
9
guys got
freshmen
yeah, good
last year,
foundation.
so
Good foundation.
yeah, if we're not good this year, then hopefully in 1 or 2 years we can at least continue to develop the kids and
I love it.
make a difference. So
I love it. Absolutely.
I feel like what you said, might come back to you so often now with the way that college basketball is, where, you can transfer and be eligible immediately. When you see like, oh, someone entered the transfer portal, typically it's in a situation where it's like they were at one school and they didn't play as much as they wanted to, or they didn't produce as much as they thought they would, or whatever. You see, it's like, well, why are they interested in this school? Like that's on their like final four or whatever, the list they cut it down to. It's like, well, why are they interested in this school? And then it's like, well, because there's people like Coach McClung who loved on that guy and were like, hey man, like I'm here for you no matter what. And it's like, well, I didn't play for him right out of high school, but I'd really like to, and I know that I will have someone in my corner. And it's like, okay, that's how like a Valpo gets on a list for some transfer. It's like they had a relationship, the coach never gave up on that person and missed on you once, but we're here whenever you want to come play.
No, absolutely, man. In the transfer, this is a new era for everybody. You know what I mean? But man, I tell a lot of my coaches, friends, and myself. You have to keep reminding myself, but man, if you got them for 8 months, love them for 8 months. If you
Mm-hmm.
have them for 2 years, 4 years, you're gonna love them for, you know what I mean? And so just kind of be where your feet are, where your program are, and worried about your current roster and coach them as hard as you can, love them as best as you can, and from there, we see where the cookie crumbles.
Absolutely. And
Yes.
and speaking of current roster, right? So this summer, the summer session just ended a week
Yep.
or not too long ago.
Correct. Correct.
Um, the team we saw obviously on all across social media was up to a lot more than just basketball. So what activities or events from this summer
Oh
stood out to you the
man, it's
most?
it's it's been great. Like I said, man, really, I feel like I keep turning the wheels, but Coach Roger does a phenomenal job, man, with the culture up here. You know what I mean? It reminds me a lot of myself of just loving on these individuals and these young men, man. But we had a great, summer. The guys went extremely hard. They did exceptionally well in the classroom this summer. Um, and then the main thing is, man, they was working extremely hard in the weight room, but then coach just like he has them over at the house like 10 times a summer. You know what I mean? Like I wish you could see him, and you gotta have him on because so you can kind of get his aura, but he got his apron on, he's over there grilling, and got the music going on, and his wife is cooking, and he has all the families, man, and our guys just have a great time. And then we went to a splash pad where the guys were swimming, going down tunnels, and like just having a heck of a great time, man. And so we've done a really good job of balancing hard work this summer and bonding.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of new guys, and so coach really just wanted to do a good job of loving and bonding these guys. And once again, man, if you love them hard, hopefully they play hard. You know what I mean? And we have a good group of guys, and so our culture, I think, will continue the trajectory of our success.
You got to gel.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
always
exactly. Hey, you have to in this day and age because every program nowadays, have transfers and freshmen. They completely new teams. You know what I mean? Not too many programs in the country return everybody. So you have to, those who have a good camaraderie and gel and a love and like for one another normally are the teams that are very successful.
absolutely, and I think it's cool. Just you see, anytime you see photos or videos, like yeah, the best pictures are always picked out, but it's you can't fake joy,
Oh, you
like
can't, bro.
genuine
You can't.
joy.
You
And there's
can't.
always like even maybe not after running up dunes, but there's maybe not joy there, but like just everything around it, right? Like you can tell on all of the players' faces that it's
Oh man,
going to
yes.
be they enjoy it in the moment, but it's going to be a memory that just lasts with
For
them
lasts a lifetime,
forever.
man.
Yeah.
Exactly, a lifetime, man. And that's what we want to present to these young men. You know what I mean? A strong education, great basketball, great values, but we want them to leave better human beings. You know what I mean? And so, coach provides them with great opportunity. One is on the court, but he also pours into them. And our whole coaching staff does a great job of pouring into these young men. And so, like I said, man, when he called me, it was an easy choice for me to join because it's very similar to what I've been doing my whole career.
Mm-hmm. Well, the roster's a lot of new people on the roster, which is pretty
Yep.
common in college basketball. Like you were saying, you don't see a lot of people returning everybody, and a lot of them don't even return most of them, especially at the mid-major level where you've got, taking a lot of people from a bunch of different levels. What, like you got to fill the roster spots though.
Yeah.
So what was the
Yeah.
plan? Like, obviously you're not going to tell me, oh, we were going to look for these guys specifically and we didn't land.
No,
So we got the third guy for this position. But like, what was kind of the plan, the way that you guys wanted to go about assembling this roster?
Yeah, no, coach really wanted to find, good culture. You have to be a certain individual to come to Valparaiso. You have to have strong academics, a Christian background. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're open to all walks of life as
Mm-hmm.
well, but we kind of zoom in on those winning. But I know coach really wanted to get more length, more size from the guards into the front court, and I think we've done that. I really do. And so we brought some good guys in, and we're excited, man. We're really excited about this bunch.
Yeah, we always talk about like because we aren't basketball coaches. I played some basketball in high school, but
I just watch basketball.
yeah, but my basketball, being a 6'2" point guard size with a center skill set doesn't work out too well. But uh, we always wonder like what do you go for first when you're assembling a roster? It's like we want to go for a certain type of player, or like we want to get winners, or it's just kind of this piece fell in, now we gotta, okay, this one seems to make the most sense, and it's just kind of like building a puzzle.
Yeah, it is. Pretty much nowadays, I always say this, man. And what happened is, it's really helped me at the small college level because you have to do that every year anyway. But you have to be a GM, you know what I mean? And you have to
Mm-hmm.
figure out what you're looking for, what you're missing, who's transferring, who's not transferring. But the main thing is, man, you have to look at the heart of the individual, because if you get good human beings that are open-minded, willing to learn and work hard, you can teach them basketball. You know what I mean? And so the main thing is find good character human beings that are athletic, and then you can teach them what you're looking to do.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And hey, or you can find an All-American that just put the ball in the hole as well. So
There you
it
go.
makes your life a lot easier.
You got to find somebody who's, one dream in life was to play at Valpo. Like,
And
I
play
saw
at
I saw the
Valpo, man.
shot,
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
want to do that.
Exactly. A 6'9" shooting guard that just loves Valparaiso, right?
Hey, you never know. One will come across. One.
I hope so. I hope so.
There's an alternate universe out there where AJ DeBonsa decided he wanted to be at Valpo and not at not at BYU. It's like, you know what? That's where I want to be. Middle America.
Oh man.
So I know we are, but also I know there's a lot of people who are really itching to see this team hit the floor in November. But before they play any games, right? What we want to learn about the players as people, right? We've kind of talked a lot about it, about what you've done, what the program has done to like help cultivate these men into better men. So like, what can you tell us about some of the guys that the Valpo fans should be excited to cheer for?
Oh man, yeah. Well, you never want to leave anybody out, but obviously, I'll start by one. Justice, he was the only returning guy
Mm-hmm.
that with playing time,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And what's cool about his story is he's from the same Joliet, Illinois, from where Coach Rogers from. And so they have a unique bond. He's the one that hit that magical half quarter against
Yep.
Western Michigan. And
Yep.
so yeah, and so made ESPN. And so we're excited to have him back. But then I really just pour into our seniors. Isaiah Barnes, who was a 4-star coming out of high school. He's from Chicago. He started out at Michigan, then Tulsa, and then he come back for his final year at Valparaiso. So he just had a strong connection with our coaching staff and Coach Rogers. Owen DC is a Indiana guy from Evansville. Played at Texas Corpus Christian.
Yeah.
He's been to the national tournament, you know what I mean? And so
Oh yeah.
he's won 20 games. And so we're excited about both of them. They're both 6'8" and can play the 2, 3, the 4. They're very versatile. So we're excited about them. Both great leaders, great human beings. And then I'll finish with the last two is a young man by the name of Brody Whitaker, which is crazy. 2 years ago, I recruited him. Oh no, 4 years ago, but he played for me at Marion University.
Uh-huh.
And so he is just a phenomenal shot maker, but a great leader. Like he's a silent leader, don't talk much, but the way he carries himself, how he works every day, he shows up early. He's just been a true leader for us. And then we have another young man by the name of Joe Vick, who is just kind of, our go-to guy. He's kind of like a walk-on, but not a walk-on. You know what I mean? Like his presence is very like whatever you need, Joe is going to jump in. You know what I mean? And Coach really leans on him as a kind of like another coach. And so, man, we're just excited. We really are with some of the players that we have. And me coming from St. Mary of the Woods, I brought my 6'10" all American up here, man,
Yeah.
Sean Tapula. So I'm excited for him. I really am.
That's we talk about putting the puzzle piece together. That was a big piece of the puzzle that
Yeah, it was a big piece, man. It was a big piece,
they
man.
needed replaced.
He
So
had
that's
he had a tremendous career, man. Even at Brownsburg, people don't know this, man. He was one of the best centers coming out in his class at the time. He actually played with Braden Smith.
Yeah.
AAU on the GPP. They play AAU together, the top circuit, and he had a fortunate incident, man, where he tore his knee up, and man, everybody kind of forgot about him, man, and kind of wrote him off. And he trusted in me, man, and we rehabbed his knee, and he had a great freshman year, and then he just came back a monster his sophomore year. And once again, he trusted me enough to, like, coach, if you're going to Valpo, I want to go too. You know what I mean? And so he's been doing extremely well, though, man. 3.8 student. I'm so proud of him. You know what I mean? Because his life could have went in another direction, but he's really just the most, genuine, fun-hearted human being. And he's a 6'9", 7'2" wingspan with a 40-inch vertical. So,
my God.
So, he's working hard, though, and so have all of our guys. But we're excited to have him. I'm glad he came up here with me as well.
I thought you were gonna say that Coach Powell called you and was like, "Hey, I'd love to have you, but there's somebody you got to bring with you."
Yeah, man. No,
package deal.
Yeah, absolutely. No, he had, man. To be honest, he had a lot of places, man. The young man is just amazing. He could have went anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, literally, he could have went anywhere. But he's like a son to me, and so he trusted me, and he came up here with me, and so I'm happy for him.
That makes me think of when we had Scott Moore on from Grace. He was talking about Elijah Malone.
Absolutely,
and
yes.
He was like, "Yeah, Elijah Malone was like, well, I want to come back here next year," and he was like, Scott was like, "No, you're not. You're not allowed to come back.
Would love to have you back, but no,
I'm not gonna let you do that."
Absolutely. And that's what I say, man. And Scott's once again, man, it's so funny. You guys interview a lot of my great coaching friends in this world, but man, me and Scott are really we're like boys. You know what I mean? Like, but no, he just does a phenomenal job. But man, if you're at, the small college level, or kind of where we come from, NAI, if you can play, you can play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so a lot of times they're like, well, they're coming from NAI. Can they? No, they can play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I'm excited to see, I call him Big E, see him doing just phenomenal things out there in Colorado. And hopefully, Sean will be able to do the same for us here at Valparaiso.
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect example. You said it earlier when it comes to coaching, right? Basketball is basketball. I think when you put it in the player perspective, you're a baller, you're a baller. Like, it's
I seriously, you're a baller, man. You can play anywhere, man. I think there is a bit of a difference as far as small college. I think sometimes you may be a tad bit more skilled in some of the positions, but at the Division I level, man, there's just, athleticism and length and height that is just superior. You know what I mean? You may be a Division III All-American center, but you may be at 6'3", 6'4". Well, you got to be close to 6'9", 7 foot to play high, mid-major, high caliber basketball at the Division I level. So that's the difference. But at the end of the day, if you can play, you can play.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
It's such a simple way to put it, but it rings so true,
Absolutely.
So, you talked about it, never leaving the state of Indiana for your coach, and you're an Indiana guy from Indiana, just like us. We get excited for those in-state games. Now, in the Missouri Valley, you got some Missouri Valley teams in the state of Indiana. How excited are you to coach against and visit the other teams in the state this upcoming season?
No, man, it's going to be a joy. You know what I mean? Obviously, when I was at Ball State, I played in a lot of these institutions, but as a coach, I get a different perspective on it. And so I'm excited, man. We play Southern Indiana. Obviously, we play Indiana State. And so we're excited, man, to see the challenge this year where it lies. And man, we just have a big opportunity as well for our guys, man. We get to play in Rupp Arena on the biggest stage against Kentucky, and so man, I'm just excited for the guys to go out there to compete and see where we lie. And it's going to be a great year though. But no, man, the state of Indiana is just it's great basketball. Like you said, man, 49 other states, but this one right here is a bit different. You know what I mean? It's a bit different. So I'm excited to see, the other coaching staffs, because we see a lot of each other on the road or whatnot. And so
Yeah.
it'd be good to see them, but we're excited for the challenge.
We've we personally would love to see the old Horizon League rivalry rekindled between you guys and Butler.
Oh yeah.
We would love to see that. Where our two things that we're hoping for are like that game to happen and happen regularly, and then Evansville, Southern Indiana, we want to happen regularly.
That one happened. That's another good rival. Man, tell Coach Ragland to bring back those T-shirts, man. They wore down to Evansville.
That'd be nice.
No, absolutely, man. No, Coach Powell was here, man, as an assistant, and man, in the Horizon League, and it was just a battle between them and Butler. And they, here at Valparaiso, man, we were winning, Horizon League championships. And so that was one of his main things, man, to come back here and get us back to those winning ways. Obviously, we're no longer in the Horizon League. We're in the Missouri Valley, top 10, conference in the country. But Coach Powell believes that we have a chance to put Valpo back on the map, and that's what we're planning to do.
So you talked about one game. You talked about going to Rupp Arena. Are there any? I don't think I've seen an official schedule from Valpo yet. I might have missed it, but are there any games on the schedule that we should highlight or keep an eye out for that you guys are maybe excited about? If you haven't released it formally, don't leak anything. You're not allowed to leak. But
we haven't released it formally yet. But man, I'm gonna sound like a true coach here. We're excited to play all of them. You know what I mean? Like we really are. Like it's just an opportunity. You take it one day at a time, one game at a time, and man, we're just fortunate to be able to compete, man, at the highest level. And so we really haven't put it out yet. So, but stay on the lookout for it, though, baby.
So, what I want to see, what I would love to see, and I again probably can't mention it, but we've talked with several coaches throughout the time. Is like giving back if they jump up to another level or like go to different schools. Like, okay, are you going to get that team on the schedule? So, will we potentially see another St. Mary of the Woods exhibition just as a giving back? If you can't say anything, you can just not say anything.
No, man, no. Absolutely no. Unfortunately, this year we won't. Exhibition comes in very very many ways, but most of the time those come through friendships. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know pretty much the new staff there. Excuse me. I wish them all the success in the world. But like I said, Coach Rogers and Coach Q Quentin over here, they just blessed me with a great opportunity, man.
For sure.
Yeah, for those 2 years. So unfortunately we won't have it, but I wish them all the success.
Do you guys have any exhibitions that you
not lined up yet? Not lined up yet. The ruling has kind of changed, man. You're seeing a lot of schools do exhibitions, big school versus big school for community service, different. So right now we're trying to, work through that. And so right now we don't have anything set up, but hopefully we'll have some here in the near future.
And then kind of on the Butler note, if you know Paul Oren out in Valpo, he loves to poke at the Butler fans. I think the last time they played was in 2011, December 3rd, 2011. Valpo won 77-71 over Butler in overtime, and he will not let people forget about it. Like the Valpo and the Butler teams played in the basketball tournament this year.
Oh, yes.
And he said, what was it, on the date? when the game happened, he said, a reminder that this was an alum game with mixed rosters, so Butler still hasn't defeated Valpo in 5,313 days. So he does not let people forget that Butler lost to Valpo when they were, conference rivals or whenever the last time they played was, and they haven't played them since.
No, man, that's so funny. No, he does a great job. He loves Valparaiso, man. I want to give a quick shout out, man. Indiana guy. I coached last year in the TBT tournament on Fell Harder,
Uh-huh.
And they had a heck of a run this year. They won, the Butler region and made it to the Final Four. And, Kyle Guy, Mr. Basketball, he did a phenomenal job. Good friend of mine. And obviously, I couldn't coach it this year due to my recruiting. It was during a live period, my recruiting responsibilities. But I'm so happy for those guys, man, and how they represented, Indiana.
I love that tournament. That's such a good summer tournament to watch.
Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun. It's so fun. I like how you end the games and the joy.
Elam ending's great. Yeah,
absolutely. It makes every game matters, and it's just a fun job. And then obviously, the winners get $1 million. That's not bad either.
Yeah, I think that's an underrated part is like, but also it's not a lot of, it's $1 million is absolutely a lot of money.
Correct.
But also like
when you split it, correct.
Yeah, when you split it, but it's guys that are going out there just for the love of the game.
The love of the game.
Whether it's, they're, taking a break between their pro seasons, whether they're overseas and just want to come back and play competitively again, and whether it's their alumni team or a local team to their area. Like, I just think that's
they get to be with their old teammates, their brothers
absolutely,
that they,
man. They get to have fun. You get those old locker room stories going again. Absolutely, man. And that's what make the tournament great.
And I think that's one of the coolest things about it is it's just, there's some teams, right? You'll have a strong alumni base where like they'll cheer for them. It's like, yeah, these are guys that we watched 5 to 15 years ago. I'm still going to support them because they're representing our school. You see the passion of the guys who do come back to if they're on an alumni team to represent their school, and I wish there was more of that.
No, for sure. We're kind of losing that a little bit. Hopefully we can get it back through the alumni bases of each institutions, you know what I mean? With the transferring, you know what I mean? You used to have people that just went somewhere for 4 years, you know what I mean? And so we just gotta, as community, just once again, just love on these guys for the moment in time that we have them, and hope that we do have them for 4 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's really all the questions we had for you. Is there anything else that you want to share with us, or you want to tell the Valpo fans?
No, man, nothing, man. I say this all the time, man. I don't think people say thank you enough, and thank you guys, man, for what you guys are doing for the state of basketball. You guys run a tremendous podcast. You guys are great people. I'm fortunate enough to be on here. I know Coach Roger sends his blessings, the staff sends their blessings, man, but you guys do a phenomenal job. Like, seriously, great job. And I'm a big fan of your guys's, and hopefully I can get you guys up to Valpo for a game this coming season.
Oh, we will definitely be making a trip up to Valpo.
I think we have 2 excuses now. 1, we didn't get there last year. 2, we got to come meet you in person. So.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. Please do. I look forward to it, guys.
But no, genuinely, we're really appreciative to have you on. Right, like you thanked us, or no, thank you for coming on this show, because I think it helped share a light on Valpo, right? Which we just can't do justice to, right? We don't know the ins and the outs, and we support the team.
Yeah, we got a
but
guy
it's so much easier to just have someone from the program on to help share and spread that word.
No, for sure, man, for sure. Valparaiso is a great place, good community. It's been good to my family. But I'm excited about Valparaiso basketball, man. Yeah. I really do. I really am.
We need another generation that's talking about Valpo basketball the way that Valpo basketball used to be talked about. I mean, a team that is so historically fun and historically good, and was able to make such waves in the tournament. Like, the tournament's better when Valpo makes it. You know, when Valpo is good and at the top of the conference, that's when Indiana basketball is at its peak. And so we want to see that happen. We want to see Valpo, you know, rise up and fill the arc, and then eventually have to realize that you got to build a bigger arc. Not going to fit everybody.
Absolutely, man. We look forward to it this year, man. And once again, I'm so thankful, and thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Coach. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely let you know once we are able to get up there.
Sounds great.
All right. Thanks,
see
Coach.
You guys.
Thank
Blessings.
you. I want to go. Why is the season still so far away? I want to go right now.
I'm as soon as that calendar schedule. I look at my watch, like I've got or my wrist, like I've got a watch on.
Watch.
Yeah. As soon as that schedule drops, I'm forcing you to sit down and say, okay, this is the game we're going. These are the games we're going to.
Well, you know, the nice thing is it's not too far. It's not too far to Valpo.
True. But we've done that. We've been in that area enough times. It just happens to be there every time we're there. It's summer and not basketball
when
season.
I'm trying to sneak into the arena.
Yep.
Yeah, but we'll get there, and hopefully we'll get some double whammy and get to watch them play an Indiana team. Just all depends on how the schedule breaks, but we will be there.
Yep.
I'm excited they get to go to Kentucky, and I'm just excited that they have Coach McClung. Like, that's a big addition to the staff.
I remember 2 years ago, or however time blends together, we were excited when Coach Powell got hired, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, he's gonna change this program. He's gonna turn it around.
He's got the fire.
And then now he adds Coach McClung, and it's like it's like he's collecting infinity stones.
Yeah.
And he's just putting all the pieces together to build this program back, and I think it's great.
I don't know how unless I don't know how you show up there for a visit and don't just commit on the spot with those guys on the visit.
For sure.
I'd be all right. I don't need to go anywhere else.
It's like we used to say, how can you sit across from Tom Izzo and not commit on the spot? Well, how could you sit across from Coach Powell and Coach McClung and not commit? Right?
True.
Like, it just kind of apples to oranges, but still, it's the same.
I get you.
The same feeling that you get as someone who's being recruited to that.
Yep. So we will be there, and I hope that you guys will be there too, because Valpo needs everyone there. We need Valpo to be filling the stands and everyone cheering for them. That's all we got. I don't know. We might be back next week. It's kind of filling the schedule as it comes, but you'll see us again.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the clock is showing quadruple zeros, so it's time for us to get out of here. Thanks for checking in on the State of Basketball podcast. We will see you next time. Remember, 49 states.
It's just basketball.